Thank you for joining us on this episode of Mac Panel Test Connect, where not only do we connect you with high-performance test connectors, but also partners that'll help you dominate any testing application. On this episode, we're going to talk about partners, something I think that all of us at this table are passionate about, specifically Joseph and John with Keysight, as they are leading some of the leading folks at Keysight that run the partner program there. We'll just take a minute and let Joseph and John kind of introduce themselves. Joseph, would you mind going ahead?
Yes, I'm Joseph Kovacs. I'm the Global Partner Manager at Keysight Technologies. So just a little bit about my background. I graduated from Georgia Tech in electrical engineering, and I started working at Hewlett-Packard in R&D. So during my career for over 20 years, I've worked very closely with partners. I worked at a partner company, and then I had the opportunity to be a part owner of a system integration company. And so during those years, I've gotten a really good perspective. I've been at the large company, I've been at a small company. So I've been on both sides of the fence when it comes to partnering. And so I use that experience and that perspective as I deal with our solution partners at Keysight.
Okay, awesome stuff. And John?
Sure. Thanks, Matt. First of all, John Blevins. I'm the Americas Solution Partner Program Manager at Keysight. Matthew, I want to thank you for having us out here and providing rain last night for Joseph and I. We became rain tourists last night because being from California and Texas, we haven't seen rain in some time. So it's pretty exciting.
It was God's way of saying, ha.
Exactly.
Kind of laughing at you guys.
Exactly. And like Joseph, I'll give a little bit of my background. I've been in the test and measurement industry since 2004. A lot of that has been in inside sales, direct sales. But the last half of my career, I've been working closely and developing partner channels, be it at my former company, Spirent, where I worked and developed the channel program for Latin America. And then here at Keysight, I've had the pleasure to work with Sherry and Joseph and the Keysight team on really building up our America Solution Partner Program. So we have 120 partners here in the Americas region, and globally we have 240 partners. And the partners are fundamental to Keysight's success, because as Keysight is a very, very large test and measurement company, it has lots of products and solutions. There are some areas that, with technology changing so rapidly, we need partners to partner with us to go to market to reach those areas that we just do not have the bandwidth or the ability to get to those industries. So it's fundamental key. So we help each other out reach those markets that both of us wouldn't be able to reach independently.
Awesome. So before we really get into this podcast, I think it's really important for us to kind of identify what a partner means. I mean, I have my own definition and kind of what, the way I view partnerships, but I think it's important to kind of, and I think everybody does, right? Everybody has an idea or a sense of, or maybe a predefined kind of sense of what a partner means, specifically in this industry. How do you guys define it?
Yeah, I think it's as simple as we want to win together. I mean, in all situations, what I've seen in the past with partner programs and partnerships and everybody has their own definition of a partner. But really, when you partner with someone, you win together and you lose together, and you go in and you tackle that issue or that technology or that solution that you're trying to create together, and you win together and you grow together with multiple customers because of the work that you did together.
No, I totally agree with that. In fact, they're intrinsically tied together. You can't have one partner winning and another losing. That's not a partnership. So both partners have to see value. They have to see benefit of working together, and they have to see the rewards. Can't have one partner having all the rewards and the other not.
Right.
And so that's very, very important. And then you have to communicate. I think that's one of the key aspects of why some partnerships fail. The partners don't communicate. You can't have a partnership and talk once a year or once every 6 months or every quarter. Yeah. It's something that has to be done constantly, consistently, and when needed.
That's one thing that I've learned working with you guys is that communication is extremely easy with Keysight. Just the ability, I mean, I have both of y'all's cell phone numbers.
You do.
I'm not going to share those
do.
here, unless you make me mad, and then I'll share.
I actually just blocked your number on the way over here this morning, so sorry.
It's like, stop texting me, Matt. But no, and just in any time I need anything from the Keysight Partner Program, I can literally just text you guys. It's like one text away. And that's something that I've experienced with y'all. And I've actually carried that over into some of the relationships that I've had. And so, and that brings me to my next point, which is I feel like it's more of a relationship with you guys than a transactional kind of business, thing that's happening. And because of that, we've had, honestly, I feel like that has kind of been inset into the partner program at Keysight for a while. And because of that, we've had some really great successes with Keysight. The way that I define partners is really anybody that I have a relationship that I do business with. And I use relationship as the term there because to me, a partnership should not be transactional, but rather it should be relational, right? And kind of going back to the point you made, Joseph, which was, and then also is everybody wins together and everybody loses together. And to me, that if you kind of, a lot of folks, from what I've experienced is they'll put dollars and cents or make it an algorithm, right? If this partner or if this relationship brings me this amount of money, then it's a good partnership, right? Whereas I'm just not sure that I'm bought into that philosophy. I believe that if you make it a relational transaction, right, or a relational relationship, right, for lack of a better word, that the money will follow later, right? And obviously, we all just want to win business. That's what we want to do. But oftentimes, it's bigger than that.
What does research usually show? That many times research has shown this. Why do people buy? Who do they buy from? They buy from people they like.
Right. The people they like, know, and trust.
Exactly. And price is important, but at the end of the day, it's about you go into a place and buying a goods, buying a service, or anything like that. You buy from someone that you fundamentally like. And that's what a partnership's all about. And you're right. So partnerships take time to develop. They have their beginning stage, and then they have the ramp stage, and then you have the growth stage. And I think it's important if you put in the effort to build that partnership, you have the lines of communication, and you're honest with each other
right.
when you go into different opportunities or different pathways of where you're at in your business, that partnership will flourish and the money will come.
So that's why John, myself, our team, we're
right.
committed to building relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when we get a call from you, we don't send you somewhere else. We don't send you to another business, the call center. We want to take that call.
And sometimes you hit the ignore button.
Frequently.
We won't talk about that. But we want to talk with you
right.
because we want to help you, because that's what builds lasting partnerships.
Absolutely.
Not just transactions.
Okay, so you've been at Keysight for 20 plus years now. Let me ask this question. Where do you see, how is the partnership program now, and where do you see it growing in the next 1, 2 to 5 years?
So like we were talking about, we want relationships.
Okay.
We don't just want transactions. So what we're really passionate about is looking for companies who want to develop those same relationships. And I know John has done a great job going out, trying to bring in companies that we want to develop those relationships with. And then when it comes to the company,
mm-hmm.
strategically, that's where we can grow.
Right.
Is we can open up markets, we can up tangential adjacent markets by partnering with companies that, and it follows with the line that we use internally. Oh, you see it in the bottom of my email, accelerating innovation together. And so if we look at that, I think the first big word there is innovation.
Okay.
We want to work with companies that we can innovate with. We can't do it ourselves.
Okay.
We have core competencies, but they also have core competencies that we can marry together and be able to really bring some great solutions to market. And then the second word there is accelerating. We want to get quick time to market. We can't do that by ourselves,
Right.
but together we can, and that's the last word, together. It has to be something that we do together, because independently, we're not going to be able to do that.
Right.
But together we can. So that's what we look, accelerating innovation together. Though that's kind of the foundational elements that we look for in driving the program forward.
I think that's why MacPanel works so well with Keysight. Let me back up for a minute and just kind of take this quote. And I don't care if you're, which place you're kind of coming from in life, but I think we can all agree Mother Teresa had a great impact, right, on us kind of as a society and who we are today. But one of the things that she said, and I'm going to paraphrase this, I'm sure I'm going to get, if I try to quote her directly, I'm going to get it wrong. But she said that, I can do some things great, you can do some things great, and together we can do all things great. And to me, that's just very impactful, and that's almost, to be honest with you, that's kind of how MacPanel handles business, right? Down to its very, very core. You guys had the pleasure yesterday, and we had the pleasure of hosting you guys and taking you through our shop and our factory downstairs. And you guys got to meet so many great people that work, and I don't want to say work for MacPanel, right? They work with MacPanel.
Yeah. It's like,
And I mean, you got to meet the whole assembly team, a lot of the machinists that were downstairs. I don't know about you guys, but just talking to them and listening to them interact with you guys and sharing their kind of stories, they bought into the vision of not just MacPanel, but they bought into the vision of doing something bigger than themselves, right? They don't come to work to make a widget or make a connector or make a module. They come to work because they believe in the products that they are producing. And I heard one of the guys say yesterday when you guys were talking to them that they love to produce a solution for a customer. And to me, that was a powerful message.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, we have a whole bunch. I mean, we're about 120 employees now. And I want to say that every last one of those guys downstairs in the shop and then also in the offices and everybody that I work with, I consider a partner because I can't do it alone. They can't do it alone, but together we make this team. Likewise, when we partner with another company, they're brought into that, I don't want to say family, but it is. They're brought into that family. Keysight has been brought into our family, and we love helping you guys solve solutions that otherwise you wouldn't be able to. And that's kind of where we're at with our partners. Everybody, in fact, I've been kind of singing this mantra for a little while, which is everybody that I work with, whether it be internal colleagues or even our close partnerships that we have with like Keysight and others, but also our customers. Our customers are our partners. Is that, you guys kind of follow that same kind of?
Yeah, the tour was great. Meeting the people, the expertise, the machinery that's there, the infrastructure. You're talking about what type of partner we're looking for and to grow in those. This is the foundation. We need partners that they're not just buying things off the shelf.
Right.
Off the shelf technology and just stringing them together. There's a lot of companies that can do that. But we need some with core competencies that we can also leverage upon too. And that's what makes a partner, that value add. Right. And so I think MacPanel is a good example of that.
And what struck me yesterday too is in talking with the numerous people we saw on the floor, and it was incredible. So thank you for that opportunity. For sure. The family aspect, but it also reflected a lot of Keysight's culture. Because when I go to Santa Rosa, I had that same kind of feeling. Everyone's saying hi. Everyone has a smile on their face. They know they play a part for the greater good of the company and other things, the earth, the planet, the country, what have you. And I got that feeling the same way I did yesterday at MacPanel as I do at Keysight. And so Joseph's right. When we're looking for partners, you want to have a partner that mirrors your culture. Because that's exactly what we're looking for. And that's why this partnership works so well.
Right.
I think you nailed it, John. It's the culture.
Yeah.
And that's really key to successful and good partnerships. You need to have similar type cultures. I had the same epiphany walking through, that how long have you been here? Oh, I've been here 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It almost goes back to the HP way. And the HP way, the founding of Silicon Valley, and you read the books, you look at everything, and it's all based on that. And everybody takes a little piece of that. And you can see it in both companies. The legacy lives on.
Yeah.
Right? Even now, 50, 60, 70 years later. After taking the tour yesterday and again, really appreciating the great partnership that we have, I'm kind of curious, Matthew, about the MacPanel Partner Program. Where do you see yourself in 1, 3, 5 years?
Yeah. So we don't necessarily have a partner program, but what we do have is a culture of partnership. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that, and I kind of referenced this a little earlier, what I mean by that is the idea of a relational partnership is embedded into MacPanel's culture so deep that I do some of the recruiting for MacPanel. And one of the things that I always look for is when I'm doing that recruiting is I want to make sure that the folks that we hire aren't just going to show up, 9 to 5 and then go, even though it's important, right, to have that work-life balance. And I'm not saying that. What I'm getting at is somebody that buys into the bigger picture of what it is that we are doing. And so, that's kind of the base of our partner program, right? Is that we have a group of partners that work at MacPanel, otherwise, AKA colleagues, and that's kind of the base. And so I feel like because it's so embedded into our culture that we want to provide micro solutions, right, for problems, and then macro solutions, right? Our people love solving problems and providing solutions, and that's kind of what we're after. And because of that, each individual person at MacPanel has that same philosophy, right? And we're very selective about who we hire because we have that very selective hiring process and making sure that we're hiring people that buy into the bigger picture. Then the company as a whole, right? What's that old adage that the sum of all the parts equals the whole, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same here, right? Whereas we have a company culture that believes in partnerships, and continuing to push that forward helps to solve problems that otherwise wouldn't have been solved for our customer partners. Mm-hmm. And so where I see, and I think the rest of our company sees MacPanel, the rest of MacPanel sees the partnership going is, or the partnership program going, is that we're going to continue to build and cultivate that culture of partnerships on the micro level, so that on the macro level, it gets stronger and stronger, and we're able to help solve bigger and bigger problems for our customers and our partners. So yeah, man, that was a great question, John. Likewise, so speaking about Keysight, what sets the partner program apart from the other partner programs that are out there from other ATE companies, right? That's my next question.
I think there are a lot of aspects of our program that set us apart. However, I think there's two fundamental ones. Number one, in order to have a strong program, you need great products, and that has to be a foundation. But then even those products have to be solid.
Right.
So one of the things that we have in Santa Rosa is a high-frequency technology center. We go down to the atomic level when it comes to make sure that foundation is solid. So we have deposition equipment that we can deposit layers of that substrate to build the cutting edge ICs, the ASICs that are needed. They're developed for measurement. So we use those in our products. And you have to do that in order to build a solid or have a solid foundation for your products. And so that's critical. And that's something that it's very, very difficult, if not almost impossible to replicate. We have the equipment, we have the training, we have the processes all the way back from Hewlett-Packard, and we have the people that can do that. So that's critical for your product.
Right.
However, you can't stop. That's just the foundation.
Right.
You need to build upon that. And so you need all the mechanical aspects. You need the milling. You need the bonding. You need the polishing. You need the metrology in order to make all that happen. And so then you just keep building. We have to have great R&D to develop the products. You need to have great manufacturing. They need to work together in order to be able to manufacture that product. All those things help us develop custom, high-performance, great products. So that's essential to quality. And that's the point.
Okay.
You have to have a quality product because, Matthew, if you put an inferior product in your system and it fails, you just created a bunch of support issues for yourself.
That's right.
And it's going to impact your brand.
That's right.
Because then your customers say, am I really working with a quality company?
That's right.
So our customers, our partners demand that we have great products. And so that's our foundational level for our program. And we build from there. And that is key and critical to what sets us apart. The second thing is the personal communication and the constant communication. We talked about that. You have our cell phones, we talk together. That is key to our program. And we don't just do that with MacPanel. We have a lot of other partners that we field calls. John and I are on calls with many partners each week to keep that personal communication going and that connection with them. So those are some of the two key aspects that I think really set us apart.
Yeah, and to build on that point, you said something there, communication is connection. We connect our partners with our sales team. We have an internal tool called our Confluence page, which is really a marketplace for the partners to be able to showcase who they are to our entire sales force and our entire marketing, as well as industry solution teams and centers of excellence. In addition to that, we connect our partners, I think this sets us apart, with our industry solutions teams and our centers of excellence on a frequent basis, where they're able to sit down and work with them together to find out areas that they can expand and target areas of technology that they need to come up with a solution.
Right.
And in addition to that, we have a global summit in Santa Rosa every year where we bring all of our partners together and bring in our industry solution teams, our executive team, centers of excellence, and really talk about the value of partnerships and how important it is to Keysight. So those are some of the items that I think sets us apart. And this is constantly evolving, and especially with the shifting market, we just have to figure that out along the way. But as Joseph said, and we've been talking about, as long as we keep communicating and we find out from the partners what's important to them and they find out what's important to us, we're going to be okay and we're going to grow together and the money will follow.
Right, for sure. Well, that was a lot of very good insight, I think, into how our two companies, number one, work closely together to solve our customer partners, right? Their problems. But then also how we work individually to make sure that we have very strong solutions to provide our joint customers when they have issues that we need to solve. If you guys want to learn more about the partnership program from Keysight, the various technologies that both of our companies provide to our partners, please visit the link below. And until next time, thank y'all for watching.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank y'all.